Hello and welcome back. This should be a pretty short video, so very quickly, I noticed that I lost the material on this weapon. Not that we actually really created one. So let's go ahead and just create a material. We'll call it gray. Drop that on there. I think I must have just deleted it on accident when I was playing around with things. And then the next quick thing, these rocks look pretty terrible, but we're just going to improve them slightly. So I want them to blend in with this cliff face. So we're going to go to Environment, Surface Textures, and then whatever we use for the cliff, this cliff albedo, I'm just going to drag that onto my rocks. And they look a bit uniform, so I'm just going to scale them a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll do. And just try to have fun with it. The game development is really a creative process, at least if you're working as an indie developer. Don't be a perfectionist, because it'll really just kill the creative process. Okay, now we've got some more variation there. It looks a little bit less terrible. And then another thing, I noticed that if you walk up to these rocks, I'm pretty sure I'm going to walk through them. Yeah, so they don't have any sort of collision detection at the moment. So to do that, one option is to add a collider. Unity froze, it seems like. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, Unity froze on me. Okay, so there's two things we can do here. One is to add a box collider, and that is going to, that's the more efficient option. The player will run into this invisible box, and so you can see it sticks out a little bit too far in this direction and over here. But it'll be flat on top, which is nice. If the player jumps on it, they won't sort of be like walking across an angled surface. So it's smoother when they walk across the top, and it's more processor friendly when they run into it. If you don't want that sort of excess edge, another thing you can do is take off the box collider and add a mesh collider. And it figured out what mesh it needed automatically. So now when I run up to it, if I hit it from the side, you can tell I'm perfectly up against it. And if I walk across the top, the character actually sort of like dips down into the rock, like in the grooves of the rock. That looks a lot better, but if you have a lot of those, it's going to be doing a lot more physics calculations. So there's a bit of a trade-off. I think I'll use the box collider. Box collider. And you can see it created like these smooth box edges. So if the player jumps on that, they're just going to slide right off. They're not going to be able to like walk up like that little groove in the rock. We can add that. We can add the same box collider to these, and it automatically figures out like what bounding box works best for that object. So that'll wrap up our rocks. I'll cut the video off here.